shop here. I got it jacked up, ready to look at the fuel tank mounts on it. So, well, we just crawl under there and take a look at it. So here's the tank itself, and if you look at that bolt there is not holding on to very much anymore. And I was looking at this side too. So that's what I was looking at when I was gonna work on the gas tank. But then I realized the front side isn't too good either. Looking at that, that's what's holding on the fuel tank right there. Just nothing really. So I think that needs to take a look. I think that must be my return valve. It's doing really well. So we got a solid frame on either side. So I think what I'm going to do is just ignore the fact that this whole trunk floor is rusting out and put a cross beam in front and behind the fuel tank to hook these straps onto, because they look solid enough yet, probably. So if I put a couple cross beams on there, I should be able to hold the fuel tank up, and I won't have to worry about dropping that as I go down the road. Alright, so step one, take the gas tank out. A little pro tip, don't fill up the gas tank the day before you're planning on taking it off, because that makes it heavier. No, but what I found underneath here is, looks like I got some solid stuff to work with here. Granted, you look at that trunk floor, you just see holes all over the place, which I already knew was there. That's not a big deal, I guess. It's just a trunk, doesn't have to look pretty. But I think this is going to be workable. Got some decent stuff to work with, so I'll start fabricating some stuff up. Alright, so I'm getting that old rusty trunk cut out, and you see this is where they patched it and kind of left some hole open. That's what I'll be dealing with to patch back over. And you can see right in there's a gap that was left in. I might try to patch that in. But this is what's left. I have just right there holding it on yet, but when I started this project just working on the fuel tank, and ended up cutting out that and that over there too, so I think that's just how it goes on this old stuff. You start one thing and you just keep going. So I got that other piece of the trunk floor out, and this is where I'm at right now. You can see I still have some regular holes, and oh, then that's that one that I just cut out. So I'm just going to take some sheet steel and kind of form it over the top of that, weld it into place, and call it good enough for now. I got all that stuff out of the way, which is what I was looking for to put my angle iron bars in, and that'll hold up the fuel tank, which was what my goal was. Okay, so here's where I'm at after I cut that hole in the trunk to get all that rusty old material out. This is what I came up with. I cut some scrap iron, just 18 gauge steel, and put that in on the trunk. That's just what I had laying around. You see I missed a few spots. It's not perfect, and welding isn't too good, and I didn't even touch over there. But that's fine. I'm not too concerned about it. I just wanted the hole held right here together, and I'll deal with that other stuff later. Alright, so I'm underneath the car here where this is where the front of the fuel tank mount was. Right there and there. And this is what the new one's going to be. I just put this angle iron in here, welded it right to the frame. It's a bit of overkill, probably, but it's going to do the trick. What I'm going to do, if I need to, the front lip of the tank is going to sit right on the ledge here, and then when the straps come in, they're going to come around on the back side and hook right up on top of there. If I need to do something crazy on it, I will. So this easy project that I had started has kind of turned into a two-dayer now. This is the second day now, and so what I did was when I calculated the distance, I assumed that this lip on this side, I would be pushing in and over the lip of the angle iron, so that wouldn't count against the distance coming to this side. What I didn't think about was the spout has to be put in first, so the spout gets put in before that side. So once I got to the inside here, I had to put the spout back in up to the license plate, which I had to cut a hole in my nice angle iron for that. Didn't count for that either. And then the other lip wouldn't fit past this angle iron here because I didn't measure for that. So I cut it and moved it back about 1.5 inches, and so I just got to put it into place. So now I'm going to let it cool and see how it fits. Alright, so I got the fuel tank mounted now. It's sitting up there on its salt and power. Got some custom bracketology there. Not too terribly complicated, but it's not the simplest to design, I guess. But it's all mounted in there. And then I go to hook up the fuel line, and I can't get to the hose on the back side of this L. So I'm going to take the grinder and with the cutting wheel and cut myself a little loop right there so I can get at the sending unit. Great thinking there. Alright, so I'm almost a little bit impressed with myself because that actually went really well, and I didn't even cut into that line there or anything behind it. So, alright, now I'm just going to hook up my gas line, take my plug off, and sending unit, and I should be good to go. Alright, so here's the real test if everything worked. I got the car back on the ground, fuel pump turned on. Looks like we do have a little bit on the gas gauge. Got her in park. A few pumps. Well, it started. And I lost the battery. Did I fix that right? Nope. So it seems like it's running at least. So, I guess eventually I finally did get the fuel tank mounted in there. Probably should check, and I can. It looks like get to the inlet yet for the gas cap, so I'd call it a successful weekend.